Good morning. I hope you are all doing super well. I hope it's a nice morning for all of you. I've had quite a good morning so far. I've been for man, this is all wonky. It's because I was like recording different videos and stuff last night, so I messed with everything. Might put it. That better? No, not really. That better? Yeah, that'll kind of do. It's a bit wonky. If I make it a bit less wonky, I think that's okay. But yeah, I was doing that video last night about the Season 6 update. So I figure that's what we're going to talk about quite a lot today, probably. Probably quite a lot of Season 6 update talk. And then obviously some more, like DMZ. I was about to say some Warzone then. Yeah, I suppose DMZ is technically Warzone, but that's not. It's not what anybody means when they say Warzone, is it? When people say Warzone, they mean Battle Royale. But yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you, Thundergun. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Drimbo, Squiz, Finley, George, Stephen. I went for a run this morning. That was good. It's good because I haven't been going for runs very much. Like since I got back from America a few weeks ago, I went for one run. Then I got COVID. Then when I was recovering from COVID, I went for one run, and then I had like a week off again, and then I've gone for another run. So I'm going for like one a week at the moment, which isn't good. I'm meant to go like every 2 days. But I went for one this morning, so I can feel good about that. And in particular, I managed to do the last step of Couched 5K, which I'm very proud of. Very proud of. So yeah, that was good. That was fun. Oi. Boom, boom. I was thinking as well, right? I don't know whether this is allowed or not. I'm pretty sure it is. So when I go to COD Next, from what I remember from last year's COD Next, they had to mess around with menus and stuff like that, right? They had to like go backwards and forwards with some menus. And that was a big part of like, you know, what was going on. And on the menu, surely I'm going to be able to see whether DMZ is on the menu. Assuming that I'm going to be playing a build which is like the Warzone build that they have ready for when the new version of Warzone comes out. So surely I'm going to be able to do it. Also, I'm going back to my Xbox controller. I got a bit fed up with the PlayStation controller. It's fine. Like, that one that the controller people sent me is fine. It definitely, like, it doesn't have stick drift, and it doesn't seem to have, like, all the buttons seem to work fine. It's more just the form of it. I just don't like the PlayStation controller as much. I'm just waiting for shaders to optimize because there was a new NVIDIA patch, an NVIDIA driver update this morning. I think it's for Cyberpunk, but you always want to have the latest drivers because whenever you have any problems, the first thing anyone tells you to do is update your drivers. So I always update my drivers. Do I have to sign an NDA? So we've signed an NDA, which I've read very carefully. So there's some things I can't talk about, and that's fine. And that's very, very clear. And there's some things that are, like, omitted in it. So, like, I'm unclear a little bit, and I'll sort this out with them. I'm unclear a little bit of what I'm allowed to film and take photos of before, because I'm going a few days before COD Next, and, you know, I'll like get to meet up with Lackey and Jaff and Marley 13 and Codename Pizza and Westy. I'll get to meet all of them, which will be super exciting. It's like, if we're doing stuff, can we take pictures of what we're doing, like what we're up to? I get to stream for the couple of days before. I think I'll be able to stream on the Tuesday and the Wednesday, hopefully. Not from the venue, but from where we're going to be. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's going to be a weird bit where there might be stuff I can't talk about. I'm planning on being as transparent with you as possible. There's no way I'm ever breaking anything of the NDA. It's like a massive honor and a privilege to get invited to this. Like, absolutely no NDA breaking going on ever. Like, don't even ask. But anything that I'm allowed to tell you, I'll tell you. I'm like, I've personally find this sort of stuff interesting, like events and even the travel and stuff like that. I find that interesting, so I'm happy to talk about any of that stuff and share it. I might do some little, like, not vlogs exactly, but I might do, you know, some Instagram reels and TikToks and stuff like that, just of what's going on, I think. I'm not going to put it on Twitter, it's going to be there. Whether there's DMZ or not, they haven't said anything about DMZ to us. Like, anything. I just sent a message to my contact at Activision, like, half an hour ago, being like, can anyone tell us whether DMZ is going to be a thing next year? So I'll tell you if I get a reply about that, but I just don't think we're going to get much back in the way of responses on that. The new internet connections mirrored my face cam. Oh no, that's I did that a few days ago, the face cam thing. It's because I turned the camera upside down, basically. That's the long and the short of it. I turned the camera upside down. And I can mirror it back, like, it's not a problem, but like, it's kind of, you know, when you're looking at a mirror, that's what it looks like to me now, which is good. I quite like that. I can flip it at any time. But yeah, I turned the camera upside down because the mount for it is on the bottom, and I have it on like a big arm, a big Elgato arm that like goes over the top of my monitors, and it was a pain to have like all of the mounting apparatus below it because the stuff is quite tall. So instead, I put it upside down. Even if DMZ goes away, we had a pretty good time. But that's how I feel. I'm not that sad if DMZ is going away. I personally think this iteration of DMZ is done. Like, I don't think it's going to get much better. I think if they carry on with this version of DMZ, sure, there might be some quality of life changes over time. And we'll get new maps and we'll get new missions, but I bet like we'll keep on playing the same missions over and over again. They'll keep doing resets where we have to do the same missions over and over again. The basic gameplay is not going to change that much. I don't think the basic progression's going to change that much. There's some bugs that have been in it for so long now. I figure they're just in it. They're just staying now. I would rather them take DMZ away and then bring it back in future and it be revolutionarily different, you know, being like DMZ 2, or well, DMZ because this is still the beta, but like it coming back and being very different. I'd much rather have that rather than this keep on going iteratively. I think DMZ has progressively got less interesting, like over time. It's a cool map, it's a cool mode, it's got lots of fun stuff about it, but I think at its heart, it's got less interesting to play. You know, people, as with any game, have kind of worked out how to exploit things in it, you know, like the 6-man stuff. They've worked out how to, like, do everything, so now, you know, regaining isn't a problem anymore, because most people just know how to regain. That's really quick. Like, you've seen me, I die a load at the moment, because like, when I've been playing over the last week, I've not been paying a lot of attention. And I've died a bunch, and then I nearly always manage to completely regain in the next game. And then I die again at the end of that one, and then I regain again. It's like, it's too easy. The whole point of DMZ was meant to be, you know, you slowly build up your character and stuff like that, and then it's a big deal if you lose it. If you can regain in 5-10 minutes, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not interesting. Even if there's no new content, I hope it remains available. I can't see that happening. I feel like stuff like DMZ. Okay, so I think there's 3 reasons if DMZ is no longer being updated, they'll take it offline. First one is the servers. Just like, the servers cost money to run. Like, they are an expensive thing to do. I imagine they would want to use those resources for other things. So I don't think they'll want to keep it running for that. Secondly, support. What if they keep DMZ as something that you can load up, then people will be going to support with it. There's tons of bugs in DMZ. They will constantly be having to spend money on support people and their time dealing with all of that nonsense. And whenever they update the game, even if DMZ is not being updated, every time they add a new gun, every time they add a new operator, every time they make a change to the map, they'll have to consider how that impacts DMZ. So it's like there'll be a lot of support, like cost over time, which sucks. And then finally, server population. I've been told before, I made a bit of a, not a fuss, I was moaning on Twitter ages ago, I think when Vanguard came out, about how annoying it was that whenever we get a new Call of Duty, we lose all of the fun stuff. So, we'll get a new Call of Duty and we'll have like Team Deathmatch, Search and Destroy, Kill Confirm, Domination, maybe Hardpoint. But we'll lose all the party games and we'll lose the leaderboards and we'll lose ranked for a bit and we'll lose like whatever else. And then like we slowly get it back. And on Twitter, I was saying what I thought was the case. I was like, oh, it's probably because like they want to have stuff to add in. So every season when they do their roadmap, they've got a new mode. They can put capture the flag in, or they can put gunfight in, or they can put in, prop hunt or whatever. Or leaderboards, and they can make a big deal of it and be like, hey, look at this new thing that's coming. And a developer reached out to me, someone who I didn't really speak to very much before. Someone reached out to me and was on a direct message and was like, that is not the case. The reason that they don't put all of the different modes in is just player population. That, at any given point, all of the people playing Call of Duty, probably like 70% of them are playing Team Deathmatch. And then 20% of them are playing Domination. And then 5% of them are playing Search and Destroy. And then you've got these numbers I'm making up, but the point is the important thing. And it's like, so then you've got 5% of the player base who are split between all of the other modes. And if you've got a low population for other modes, because Call of Duty lets you queue for specific modes, if you've got a low population for them, that makes matchmaking worse. It makes skill-based matchmaking worse. It makes connections worse. It makes matchmaking times worse. It's like it causes lots and lots of problems if you just don't have many people in a playlist. So that's why, over the last few Call of Duties, you've had things like the Mosh Pit playlists quite a lot, where it's like you can't pick certain modes, but, or like you can pick certain modes, but you might have a longer wait. But if you put the Mosh Pit thing, they'll use that to fill up all of the playlists that are struggling. And yeah, they were just like, if we launched a game and we had capture the flag, gunfight, we had all the party games in there, so we had gun game, we put in all other things. People who play those modes, who are like, oh cool, this mode's in there, they'd have a bad time because they'd get in and they'd have laggy games because they'd be getting connected with people just to fill a game. They'd be getting connected with people 1,000 miles away from them. The skill-based matchmaking wouldn't work because there just wouldn't be enough people in the playlist, so you'd end up with people wildly better than other people, which would kill it. So it's like, in the interest of having a healthy player population at all times of day in all regions, because that's the other thing. It's like, in Europe and America, player population's generally fine. In Australia or South America or Africa, it's a lot harder. Everyone's not everyone. I'm sure all of you have spoken to people in South Africa who play Call of Duty, or in New Zealand who play Call of Duty, and they have a really hard time finding a game, especially with certain modes, or they have terrible connections and stuff like that. So it's like, that's why they do stuff. So applying that logic to DMZ, I think whatever they're doing for Warzone and whatever they're doing with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, they'll want people playing those. They won't, if they're not supporting DMZ anymore, they won't want people logging in to play it. Because the truth is, and I know people will argue with this, and people will say this isn't what's happening, but 100%, most of the people who say, oh, well, if they take out DMZ, I'm not playing the game anymore, will play the game. They'll just move to a different mode. I don't think there's that many people who just play Call of Duty who DMZ is the first thing they ever played in Call of Duty, and if they get rid of DMZ, they won't play any more Call of Duty. Hopefully, they'll try Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Hopefully, they'll try, whatever else is coming to Warzone. They said, in one of the things where they said about what they're showing off at COD next, they said something about sort of like, you know, what's coming next to Warzone or something like that. And they might just be talking about maps and movement and stuff like that. But they could be talking, maybe there's something else. Maybe there's something we don't know about. You know, think Warzone has had a lot of extra stuff between Resurgence, Plunder, all of the weird little modes where you respawn a lot, and DMZ. Like, there could be something else that we don't know about. Maybe something that's not coming out with Call of Duty in November, but maybe something that's going to come out next year. Like, that's entirely possible that there'll be, you know, maybe there'll be the proper release of DMZ will be next year or something like that. But if it's not a mode they're supporting, I don't think they'll keep it running. I don't think it'll be allowed. Anyway, so I'll just read some of the chat. You feel like they're going to use Season 6 to make the argument that DMZ is transitioning to zombies. Yeah. I think that's what's happening. DMZ is transitioning to zombies. I think Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is essentially taking what they've learned from DMZ, what they've learned from Outbreak, and smushing them together, and that's what we're going to get. And I'm super excited about that, because I like Outbreak, I like DMZ, I like new things. Perfect for me. I think it's a shame that there's no PvP. I think it would be nice if maybe there was some sort of limited PvP, so maybe... I really like the way they do the Division's Dark Zones. So in the Division, for anyone who hasn't played it, you see other players on the map, and like you can help them and stuff, and they're just running around. But the only time you can fight them is in the Dark Zone. So you go into the Dark Zone. The Dark Zone is this area where there's like really high level loot. There's some harder enemies, and the idea is that you can go in there and try and get some of that loot. But in that area, players can fight you. Like, players can fight you. They can take your stuff. They can take the loot that you've picked up. So you want to try and go in there, get the loot, or rob it from other players, and then extract it. And then when you leave, you can get that stuff. I think something like that would be awesome for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. That just have an area of the map, or a few areas of the map, maybe it changes each game, where they are designated, you know, an extreme zone. And if you go into there, that's where the best gear is. But that's also where players can fight you. And so people who don't want to engage with other players just stay out of those areas. I think that would be cool. Yeah. I think that's really good. How long am I going to be streaming for this morning? Probably like 3 hours. That's normally what I do, so probably till like 12. So another like 2.5. So anyway, just read in chat. Well, I am going to play some games, by the way. I thought it's been funny. I've had some comments of people being like on YouTube. A couple of people have been like, "I've been watching you from the beginning, and I think it's terrible how you're moving away from DMZ. Like, if you just start making zombies content, I'm not going to follow you anymore." It's like, throughout the whole year of Black Ops Cold War, most of my content was zombies. Like, I got the first in the world on the first zombies map in Black Ops Cold War. I was on a team with Noah J and Codename Pizza. I was on a team with them for Firebase Z as well, Firebase Z. It's like, I did a lot of zombie stuff. Like, it's kind of, DMZ is like the newer thing for me. Zombies is kind of going back to something that I did for a long while. I just like changing every year. I like doing different stuff every year. You know, we started off with Warzone Easter eggs, and then Pawn Takes Pawn, and then we went to zombies for a year, and then when Vanguard was out, played Warzone for a year, and then... you know, Modern Warfare 2 came out, and we've been playing DMZ for a year. We change a lot, and that's fun. Isn't it odd that us but still call it DMZ or not DMZ? I don't know, it just sounds better, doesn't it? I think DMZ just sounds better. DM Zombies. That's what I'm going to keep on calling it now. If DMZ is done, I'll watch reviews for Zombies. Sorry, this is DSF King. And if I'm not feeling it, I'll pass on Modern Warfare 3. The only other attractive mode would be campaign, but I don't know if I want to spend that much money on one mode. Oh yeah, I know people do buy the game for just campaign, but that seems crazy to me. I don't think the Call of Duty campaigns are very good. Like, they have cool moments, but I wouldn't pay like $70 for it or whatever it is. But yeah, like, I mean, DSF King, you can watch my streams of the Zombies mode. I'll be streaming it as soon as it goes live. I'm hoping that we'll get to play it at COD Next. I haven't been told anything. Other than like on some of the things with the, you know, the press releases they've put out about COD Next, they have said zombies will be shown off, and it's like, does that mean we'll see a gameplay trailer, or does that mean we'll get to play it? Because if we get to play it, I'm so excited. So excited. The Keely said, all I do every year is camera grind, and this year it was DMZ. If there's zombies, I play that like Warzone 1. Ugh. Hard bit of mango. Ugh. Oh, pineapple or something. Right, isn't it? Oh, no. It said that. Z-Best says, well, you have to follow the flow. If DMZ is gone, move to something else as long as you have fun and are able to pay the bill. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I would argue I don't really follow the flow. I think, like, when I started streaming DMZ, it wasn't like lots of other streamers were streaming DMZ. And when I done the Easter eggs, and when we did the raids and the Spec Ops stuff, there wasn't other streamers doing that. I feel like I almost prefer to go against the flow. I'd rather do stuff that other people aren't doing. But you do have to go where the content is, at least. You know, it's like, I'm not going to keep making content on DMZ if there's nothing new for it. Whereas there will be new stuff for zombies. But yeah, I definitely don't follow other streamers. I think that's, you know, how many other streamers were doing Warzone Easter eggs? There was like 2 of us by the end, I think. Even then, hardly anyone took it seriously. And yeah, like when I did zombies in Black Ops Cold War, that wasn't what other Warzone streamers were doing. And yeah, DMZ, like when DMZ first launched, I feel like I was one of the only streamers doing it. I mean, that's why my channel blew up a bit. That's why I suddenly gained, you know, like 10,000 subscribers, and I went from getting like 20 viewers to getting like 100 viewers. Well, at the beginning, it was like 200 viewers. It was, you know, me being one of the few DMZ streamers. Right, I'm just going to put this bit of pineapple in the bit. But yeah. Oh, and also later on Twitch, I'm going to do some racing games. With my steering wheel, I've got a new steering wheel, so we'll play some racing games later. Looking forward to that. What else is people saying? Hey, Travis, hope you're doing good. Zellstorm said, give me that sweet camera grind for multiplayer and zombies. Yeah, I bet there will be a separate camera grind for zombies again, because I think that was quite a big success with Black Ops Cold War. I think people really liked the zombies camo grind and that. The only thing I'm worried about is if this ends up being like Vanguard zombies. That's the only big worry. Like Vanguard zombies, I thought, like, they did a special vid doc on it. They did do quite a lot of marketing for it. It looked quite cool, and then it was utterly awful. Like, I remember being excited for Vanguard Zombies, and then the first time I played it, I was playing it with Scotto. He'd already played it, and he kept quiet, so it's not to say my thing. And it's like, I played it for like 5 minutes, and was like, oh, this is cool, this is fun, this is new. And then like 10 minutes later, it was like, oh, this is bad. This is like a bad mode. And so I really hope this is good. I really hope it's good. But there's always the risk when they're doing something new that it could be bad, which is a shame. You think you can make the argument that I started the DMZ streaming flow? I try. Still remember finishing World at War for the first time in 2008 after ending and playing zombies with What the Fuck thing. I remember that Jav then. I weirdly, when World at War came out, I don't think I had the internet for a bit. I think that was when I was living with 50-Foot Snail. We were like sharing a house with some other people. And I remember when World at War came out, first of all, I didn't pre-order it. And then I was like, oh, I can just buy it from a shop. And then the day it came out, I drove to like 3 different shops and they were all sold out, which was crazy. I ended up going to Asda and finding a copy of it, but I was like starting to be like, oh no, like I can't play it. And then I took it home and played through it, really enjoyed the campaign. I think I played through the whole campaign in one day. And then it got to the end and the whole zombies thing started, and I was like, through a game where I would say the campaign of World at War was still in the era of Call of Duty being quite serious. You know, it wasn't as silly and jokey as it is now. And like, you know, now it's very over the top and like popcorny, but back then it felt a bit more serious. You know, they still had the pithy quotes when you died about like the futility of violence. And like that game in particular was, you know, showing the Pacific War, which is something that hadn't been shown in video games very much before. There was torture in there. There was, you know, some horrifying things going on in that game. And then you get to the end and it's like Nazi zombies. It was a bit like, oh, this is like, is this offensive? Like, is this distasteful? Is this okay? It's a weird thing because obviously, like, you know, the German soldiers were people. I don't know. It was a weird thing. It was odd. It left me with a very odd feeling, and I was just like, what is this? But then, you know, after I played it for a while and realized, you know, started learning the little things about how to do well in it and stuff, it was fun. And when they added the new maps and it sort of cemented, oh, okay, this is a silly thing. Because that was the other thing. When, like, Nazi Zombies started, it was, again, a bit serious, like a bit more like a horror type thing. And a bit less kind of cheesy, but then when they added like the other maps, when they added the DLC maps, it got a lot sillier, and a little bit like less horror-y. But yeah, it was a weird feeling. It was a weird tone, the beginning of that. Very, very odd. I've always kind of wanted them to go back to that kind of horror tone with zombies. Like, I feel like we've moved a long way away from it now. The last time I felt that they did like horror properly with it was the tutorial map for World War II. That was like a proper like horror thing, and that was cool. And then like when they did Black Ops Cold War, we got the trailers for D Machine. It was all like pitch black and then like hordes of zombies, and it was like, oh, this is gonna be really cool. But in reality, the map wasn't like that. Like, it just wasn't that dark, and it wasn't that like scary. It was silly, you know. It was like neon writing everywhere. It was just a bit silly. That zombie surprise, the end of World at War, though, that's a good example of, I was so glad that that happened at a time where, like, before I read so much stuff about video games online and before Twitter and everything. Like, if that had happened now, a week before the game comes out, that would be everywhere. It would be leaks all over the place, and people would be like there'd be YouTube headlines on IGN, YouTube titles being like, "You'll never believe what happens at the end of World at War Zombies, World at War," and then there'll be like a thumbnail of a picture of a zombie. Like, it would like everyone would spoil it, and it would be rubbish. And like then you'd just play World at War, being like, "Oh, at the end I'm gonna get to play this zombies thing." It'd be rubbish. The surprise was the thing that was really cool with that. Zell said, am I looking forward to WRC? Yeah, I am really looking forward to it. That's like October, isn't it? End of October. But I've got my steering wheel. I am ready for that. I'm looking forward to it. I tried the steering wheel. Someone was saying that those steering wheels can be really noisy, but it was all right, actually. It wasn't too bad. Like, you'll be able to hear it, but I don't think it was too bad. Right. No matter what, you're sure they won't cock up everything and lose so many players? I mean, there's always a weird thing with Call of Duty that every year, almost without fail, every year, a new Call of Duty comes out and there's an element of the community, whatever community it is, whether it's zombies, Warzone, multiplayer, whatever, competitive, that aren't happy. Because, you know, there's just so many people play Call of Duty. It's one of the biggest gaming franchises. So many people play it. Whatever happens, there's going to be a group that are unhappy. And every year, that group over-exaggerates how important they are. And they're like, oh, like, no one's going to play this Call of Duty. Everyone hates this. This is the worst Call of Duty. Like, I'll be surprised if there's another Call of Duty next year after this. Like, oh, they're losing so many players. They have to do something. And then a few months later, in April, you get the investors call, and they release their, like, you know, financial reports. And it's like, oh, look, this was the most successful one ever. There's more people playing Call of Duty than ever. Like, it's doing insanely well. And it's just like, it's just every single year, without fail, there's so many people. And it's not like, you know, it's content creators, it's like big, like, YouTube channels and stuff, just saying, making a big deal about how, because they don't like it, no one else is gonna like it, and no one's gonna play it. And then it comes out, and then, like, it turns out that actually the player numbers are really healthy and it's fine. Because, shockingly, and this is, to me, the thing that makes me sometimes quite annoyed with the Call of Duty community, and sometimes just laugh at them, is that large parts of the Call of Duty community, I would say, in terms of, if you're talking about the people that, you know, the sort of people who read stuff on Twitter and the people who watch YouTube videos about Call of Duty, like that sort of hardcore audience, I would say the vast majority of them, 90% of them, seem to think that they know what would make a better Call of Duty and what would sell better than Activision do. Activision, who have managed to make one of the most successful video game franchises of all time. You know, like, you look back at the last 15 years of video game sales, and what's number one every year? Call of Duty, except for GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. They're the only ones that have broken it. Often, what's the second best game of the year? Call of Duty, just the one from the previous year. It's like, clearly they know how to hold an audience, how to attract new audiences, how to keep an audience. Like, the idea that you could be sitting here and being like, oh, I know what they should do, is like so arrogant. Like, so stupidly arrogant, so weirdly, like, to assume you know better than they do about how to run a game franchise is just insane. Like, what could possibly be going through your head to give you that kind of inflated sense of your own intelligence and stuff like that? But you see it all the time. You see people being like, oh, the Activision are dumb for doing this, Call of Duty are dumb for doing this, and it's like, oh, best-selling game of the year. So dumb. And then you see people complaining like, oh, they're $100 billion company. Or not $100 billion, I don't know how much they make. A $10 billion company, whatever it is. And like, they're a $10 billion company better. You know they know better. It's like, you see, like, they made all that money because they do know better. Because they don't listen to you. When people just listen to the fans, you get absolute trash games come out of it. Like, think of all of those things that have been announced where people have said, like, we're fans of this genre and we're building our own game and we're going to listen to everyone. It's going to be super transparent. How many of those games have ended up being good? How many of those games have ended up coming out and doing well? Like, they know how to make games that people like. They might not make games that, like, the super hardcore crowd like, but they know how to make games that normal people like, and that's what they should do. Adam, thank you for becoming a member. Party Animals, what a laugh. Party Animals was really good. I'm gonna need to. Right, man. I just need to. I need to actually play the game at some point. I was just reading something. I got a bit distracted then. Right. Wait for this killed Call of Duty. Yeah. Modern Warfare 2 is the 4th best-selling game of 2023, which, like, that's insane. Like, the 4th best-selling game, and it came out in October last year. And, like, bear in mind as well, 2023 has been an insane year for video games. We've had a new Zelda, a new Bethesda game software, Bethesda Game Studio, that's it. A new Bethesda Game Studio game. We've had a bunch of, like, highly anticipated stuff. And we've got loads more. The fact that Modern Warfare 2 is still the 4th best-selling game. Bear in mind, most of its sales you would have expected to have been in October. You know, most people buy it when it comes out. Crazy. Suppose EA made an error. I don't know what you're talking about. EA? You didn't think Vanguard Zombies was great, but still spent more time playing Warzone. Really? I really didn't like Vanguard Zombies. The normal average players are where the money's at too. If you cater too hard to one audience, you lose the others. Not if you cater to the normal people. They should always cater to normal people. I read this stupid thread of like tweets or something earlier this morning, actually. Where someone was talking about aim assist, and they were like going on and on about how, like, oh, it's disgusting, all this aim assist, it just goes to make, like, normal people feel like they can play the game. And it's like, that's a good thing. You want more people to play the game. And this person read this whole thing about how, on mouse and keyboard, you can get one person completely dominating a lobby because they've put the dedication in. It's like, it's a video game. This is so silly. Like, you want everyone to feel like they can play. And he was comparing it to, like, basketball. And saying like, oh, you know, it's hard to do a slam dunk. How many people do you see, if you just go down to your local basketball courts, how many people do you see getting slam dunks? Like, how many people are doing that in a basketball court? I would argue Probably none. I would say that's pretty rare that somebody, a normal person who's not a professional player, ever gets a slam dunk. And that's fine. That's fine. But compare it to a sport that lots of casual, normal people do play and enjoy all the time, like bowling, 10-pin bowling. How many people get a strike? Loads of people. Loads of people when they go bowling get a strike because it's easy. It's like there's not a massive skill gap, and that's a really good thing because everyone can enjoy it. You can go with a big group of people. Loads of them might not have bowled for years, and they can still go and have a good time. What do you think's making more money? Like Let's create die very briefly. I think while I've got like this new connection is brand new, it just like it's disconnected a couple of times. It's not a big deal. Don't worry. I think like it will be for 10 days. It will be a bit like shaky. You know how it is. It's nothing to panic about. People do love to panic. Oh, I haven't changed the member goal thing. Ooh, I need to put that back to 0. I was saying to him about non-professional basketball. Well, I mean, I thought the point was obvious, just that non-professional basketball is it's a very difficult thing that you have to be very committed to. And so it doesn't make much money and people don't go do it just for fun all the time as much as they do something like bowling where there's a lower skill gap. Having recreational things that are meant to be fun with a low skill gap is a very, very good thing. Yeah, I think it's just a mask, Ultra Clut. Yeah, I mean, I think that's insane, Keely. Like, zombies should 100% cater to casuals. That's why I think Black Ops Cold War Zombies, I think they said at the time, didn't they, that it had the most players of any zombies mode ever. Like, because people could play it. People could get into Outbreak and just have fun, which was really good. I do think there should be, because it's a PvE thing, you know, it's like you against the AI thing. I think it should have ways to make it harder. And that's what I hope for with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, that they have it so, you know, easy, accessible at the beginning, and then gets very hard. Or has an option to get it and make it much harder. Maybe even have difficulty levels or something. But yeah. Like, I do agree that they should. Didn't realize I died at the end of last. Oh, I'm playing with an Xbox controller and it feels weird. Maybe I should go back to my PlayStation controller. Hey, yeah, LeBron would kick your ass, and it wouldn't be fun for either of you. No one's having fun in that situation if you're playing against, like, one of the best in the world. Those of you who have watched me for a long while know I find the whole idea of people trying to get really good at Call of Duty. I'm not trying to get really good at it, but I find the idea of them caring about whether they're good or not at Call of Duty slightly odd. The main thing should be, do you have fun? It's not an important skill. It's not an impressive feat to be good at Call of Duty. It's just a toy. It's just a fun little video game. You know, for me, it's a way to make content. I hope sometimes I make, like, fun little stories, entertaining little things. Yeah, lots of people told me, thank you, Oram. Yeah, Carter. There's I would say there are games with a very high skill gap that have done well, like Dota and Counter-Strike, and like to a lesser extent, like StarCraft and stuff. But I think they're more the exception than the rule. Wow, he really broke this. He really wedged it right in there. That's spectacular. I should have looked at what I need for the upgrade things. I know I need documents. I need lots of documents, of which I have like 2. I need the AA. Yeah. I was just like, what are you on about? That's weird. But it's because I actually do need to sort out my car insurance today. The car insurance was like 300 quid or something last year. And you know, it's like breakdown cover and stuff and low excesses. Which was expensive, but fine. Like, we've got like 6 years of no claims bonus. And the car isn't that much. You know, the car's only worth like 6 grand or something. But then they've sent me a thing for renewal, and they've been like, oh yeah, like, so if you want to renew it, it's like £580 or something. Like, that's utterly insane. And I know what'll happen. I'll ring them and they'll be like, oh, well, you can just have it at the same price as last year. But they've annoyed me by trying it on. I wish they wouldn't. Oh, this is a big building to search. But I'm just in it. What? Why can't I can't disarm it. Oh, there we go. That was weird that that window was left open. Yes, miso juice, I am. Very excited about it. You can't do it. It won't work. Oh my god, these people... I'm just getting out. These people, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, it was weird that I came through. It's weird that I could come in thing. You pay yours monthly is about 25 quid, so what's that? That's 300 quid, isn't it? Car insurance has gone up this year. Like everything bloody else except for my wages. Because I don't get wages, I just get money from you guys. But hopefully with new Call of Duty and with COD Next and stuff, that'll go up. Bye, guys. That's what you get for not helping me. I didn't actually mean to do that. I didn't realize that they weren't there. Yeah, well, I haven't really noticed it being so much faster, but other people who have been with me have, so I don't know. Those guys were annoying me. They're adding nothing for season 6. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. All the mid-season stuff looks amazing. Like, the haunting stuff looks so good. It's just like, for next Wednesday, for the new season, it's kind of like, we get 2 new guns. The battle pass looks good. Night mode is in the halfway, isn't it? I don't think there's going to be anything for DMZ. I really don't. Right, I need... Oh my god, I need so many documents and sensitive documents. 3 more VCRs. Oh, this is fun. Blowtorches, nuclear fuel rods, liquid nitrogen, and gun oil. I need to go to Koshai ready for that, don't I? Oof, that's quite a lot. Acetone, hydrogen peroxide, and cephalexin. I don't often see those things. Cigar boxes, never see those. 11 anti-armor round boxes. I could look for those. That's okay. Durable gas masks and radiation blockers. I've done that. Kill the sniper or the rhino 10 times. Kill the pyro 6 times. Done most of the others. What do you even get for doing those? Armor plates are $50 cheaper. That's actually pretty good. I should kill the pyro more. Just kill the pyro. You need keys, and that's always a pain. Increase starting armor. That would be nice. Yeah, I know. You go, Ben. Yeah, I saw a bunch of the chemicals in Koshai Complex the other day. Haunting of Verdansk was the best limited time mode. Yeah, I like the second one the best. I thought the second one was really good. Presumably they want more focus on the beta than season 6. Yeah, that's what I was saying in my video yesterday. Just kind of, it kind of makes sense that season 6 is a bit light on stuff because we've got COD Next in like, you know, COD Next is in like 2 weeks. And then we've got the beta straight after that. And then it's not that long, you know, and then the beta goes on. There's like a couple of weekends, isn't it? And then it's not that long till the game comes out because there's like early access for the campaign and stuff. Heart rockets, insulin, small dolls, lucky cat statues, and dog bank statues. That's actually pretty good. And then what's this? Scavenger calling cards, liquid nitrogen, 6 cans of heavy chopper fuel, origami horses, encrypted hard drives specifically from Building 21, and complete 100 contracts. 15 laptops. So much stuff. Dead drop free grenade launchers. That's annoying, just having to give up free grenade launchers. I don't even want the weapon stash thing. I don't care about doing that really. Right, I'm going to focus on the documents. But if I do find insulin or heart lockets or small dolls, I'll do that. Because that's kind of cool. Sam site thing. Yeah, fresh water, Sheikah liquor. 4 drills. Oh, that's not too bad. 4 drills. 3 rolls of electrical tape and 3 batteries. That's not too bad. I should probably get like a scavenger backpack. So I've got so much stuff. Hi, Ryan. Level 2 is another 100 and level 3 is another 100. That is insane. That's just so many. You did Pyro and Vondor with skeleton keys. It's more, I don't, like, I'm not so interested in just, like, trying to do these things as efficiently as possible. I more just want to play. But it's like, while I'm playing, it's nice to have something to do, you know? Like, I remember someone was telling me, yeah, about the hidden stash thing, Keely. I remember someone telling me about like, oh yeah, if you do, you can just go into Amasa and do a loop of all the hidden stashes and then exfil and just keep doing that to get the chemicals. And it's like, I think I started looking at the hidden stashes once and was like, this is so boring. I'd rather just play a game, and then it's like, okay, but at least I know what to keep an eye out for. That's more interesting. I've got no, like, I mean, most of these upgrades just don't matter. King Louis. Wanna walk like you, talk like you. That was pretty good. Well, that was strange. That was a weird one. So OBS just shut down by itself for no reason. OBS just closed. Like, just went. That was very peculiar. Oh my god, my aim. Need to get above them. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do need to go back to PlayStation controller. If I was to start DMZ again, what do you mean? Start it how? Well, I start... That was a good bloody shot. Where was he? Oh, that shot! That guy was a really good shot. What, start playing it? For the first season, I would have done, I would have recorded every mission and done guides. Why is he letting him res? He had him. Now he's gonna die. He quit. Oh no, he didn't quit. I don't know, if I was gonna start playing DMZ, I mean, I wouldn't rush. You might have to rush because DMZ might disappear in like a month. But I don't know. I wouldn't bother rushing. I would probably be a bit more chilled about dying. And just be like, it doesn't matter if you die, it doesn't matter what you lose. I'm dying all over the place here. It's fine. Yeah, I didn't understand how many people would need guides, or not need guides, but want to watch guides for easy missions. Like, back when in the first season of DMZ, I didn't record a bunch of stuff, or I deleted footage of a bunch of different missions, because I was just like, oh, no one's going to need a guide for this, but people like them. You know, like, some people, I saw some websites did videos on, like, opening every key location and doing every mission, and they had, like, you know, 400 videos. And it was like, and they did well, and it's like, should have done that. Yeah, it's just a preliminary thing, isn't it, though, Texas? Like, they now have to consider third parties, so now they'll be like, so Sony, what do you think about this? But I mean, I've been saying from the very beginning it'll go through it, since there's not really a good argument against it, the deal going through. Exactly, Benny does. Something like that. Yeah. They are High Lord Terror. I don't know how many people use those websites. I don't know how successful they are. I don't think they're big. I mean, overall, I don't think DMZ is that big in the first place. But People in general are very low effort. Like normal people are very low effort. Like if they want to do well in a Call of Duty game, they're very unlikely to go find some like interactive map and then click around on that and then find a video link to it and watch it. I just don't think it's worth the time and effort. But if someone is doing a mission and they just search on their phone for that mission and then it comes up with a YouTube guide for it, I think that people do, you know? I mean, in general, I still maintain, I'd love to see the numbers, but I don't think many people play DMZ. I really think the player numbers are way... I think people... That's just a blank screen. I think people would be shocked to see real player numbers. Could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I don't really know what I'm looking for up here. I'm just having a look around. You kind of miss grindy season 1 things. I don't. I much prefer the missions where it's like... I like the missions where it takes like one full game. But it's, you know, hard. So it's like, okay, you need to like think about how you're going to do it. You need to like make sure you bring in the right gear and stuff like that. And then go and execute it. I like those kind of missions. I'm not a fan of the, oh, this is something really easy, but you've got to do it 30 times. And there was a lot of missions like that.
Ultra One, HVT is down. Move in and confirm the kill. ID confirmed on Chavez. Payment is approved.
Stronghold nearby. No. Why are there strongholds? If you never see a blowtorch again, God, yeah. There's stuff like that where it just kind of, it gets in, like those sort of missions in my mind, like get in the way of your playing, rather than like making it more fun. Whereas stuff like the, you know, complete 8 unique contracts in 8 POIs or whatever it was, that was fun. Like that was a cool mission. It meant doing, like you had to really think about how you were going to do it. It might take you a few tries to get it, but when you do get it, this is bots. Chill. Oh, classified documents. Yes, please. Yes, please. Give me those classified documents.
Cash at a dead drop will fast track your weapon recovery.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, more documents? No. Oh, more documents there. Yeah. What are they doing? Just hanging around. I am famously not big into leaks. I feel like when people talk about rumors, you know, like games websites talk about rumors, like there's rumors, blah blah blah. You mean it's like, you mean leaks. You mean like it's just leaks. What else could it be? It's either a leak or a lie. I think AFA's the later expansions of World of Warcraft from kind of Wrath the Lich King onwards, which I know was a long time ago. But they got better and better at doing missions, I think. I think it started off kind of bad, but yeah, they got better at it. At making more interesting ones and doing interesting things. But yeah, with this, I think they sort of set a precedent of there's a lot of missions in this, which is kind of good in a way, I guess, for some people. Oh. But I'd still prefer to have... I'd prefer to have less but higher quality missions, you know? Where are we going? Oh, the hostage over there. Somebody's come forward this way. Pyro's in the embassy. I don't have an embassy key. Wish I did. Then I could go kill the pyro, but I don't. Yeah, I feel bad for all of those leaks. Apparently it's just some Microsoft employee, like, accidentally put stuff in the wrong folder and didn't realize it was going to be publicly available. Sucks. Also sucks how many people were like saying how, I think I tweeted about it, but like how, oh, you know, it's terrible, all of these leaks for Rockstar. And then those same people were just like reporting and sharing on Twitter all of the Microsoft ones. And it's like, just stop sharing leaks. Just stop sharing leaks, that's all. Just, you know, I understand you will see leaks sometimes. You don't need to share them. No one does. Ba 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 ba. Oh my god, there's like nothing good. There's no good loot anywhere. Even like a backpack would be... Oh, there we go. It's like even a backpack would be nice. There's a backpack. I think I've got all the AFKs I need. I don't need medical documents. I need a large medical bag. That's something I need. That's just AFKs. Is that hostage gonna die? No, they got him. Do 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 do. PvP sweats. Am I a PvP sweat prezzer? PvP sweats. Oh god, it's that one. Ba ba ba. It's a flashing light in a helicopter. It's the construction thing, I think. How's the new router? It's not really the new router that does it, but the new connection's pretty good. That guy just threw a key and it disappeared. Good. Yeah, I mean the new connection seems pretty good. It's like still it's in its settling thing, and I've had like I've had 2 now dropouts where the stream cut out, which that's not great. But hopefully that's just a little bit of, they did say, you know, I've read everywhere that there's like a bit of inconsistency for the first 10 days. while it works out how to do your connection. You have a bad feeling DMZ ain't coming to Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, I don't think it's coming to Modern Warfare 3. I think it's fine though. I only killed 2 AI in that whole thing. I think it's fine that it's not coming. I don't see the problem. Who cares? There's something new to play. I don't want to just play the same mode over and over again, year in, year out. That'd be ridiculous. One gigabyte fiber, yeah, that's what I've got. Now I've got 1 gigabyte. It's really nice when I've like loaded up a game and I've been like, oh, there's a patch, and it's like, oh, the patch is done. And like when I uploaded a video last night, it was like, oh, okay, I've got to do this. I was running a bit late to go play Party Animals with people, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll upload this, and it was like, there's like a long video, and it uploaded in 2 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, that's good. I think I downloaded Black Ops Cold War in 20 minutes. Gonna play some zombies sometime soon. Looking forward to doing that. Should we do some Vondel? Haven't really played much Vondel lately. But I've got a thing. Yeah. Zombies! You got a 5G router. Is that not bad for gaming? Hurdle Terror. I always assumed like the latency would be really bad on a mobile connection like that, just because it's going through so many steps. Outbreak sounds fun, but you think it'll get pretty stale pretty quick. I mean, it's not Outbreak. It might be a bit like Outbreak, but we don't really know. They haven't really said much of it that sounds Outbreak. Like, I suppose the idea that you go in and at some point you extract is like Outbreak. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know if there's been any other indications that that's what they're going for. It's Emil's birthday today. Was I playing Starfield the other day? What? I did play Starfield quite a lot in the first week it came out. I've been playing it a little bit off stream since then. I haven't played it loads, just too much to do. I've been really busy this week. I feel like I've just been doing stuff all the time. Hey.
Hey boys, good loot here.
What was that? Townhouse apartment. That poor guy just came out of the room to see what was going on. Immediately got wiped out. $2,000, that's pretty nice. You dead? He's dead. Well, I mean, that's pretty good. I've got a free plate. I'd like a large backpack, but beggars can't be choosers. What router do I have on my internet? Just whatever Virgin's router is now. When you say just got added, Matt, do you mean it got added today? or do you mean it got added like in the last couple of days? Because mine got added yesterday, and it took a few hours before it went up to a gig down. Now I get about 900 down at the moment, I think. Oh, Tuesday. Could be. It'd be unusual if it was the router, if that's the router that the ISP have given you. Could be cables. Check that you're using the right cables, because there's like Ethernet cables sadly aren't just like one thing. They're much more. There's lots of different. Oh my god! Give some plates, really. Oh, tape. I needed that, didn't I? Ninja Cat, thank you very much. That's very kind. You're using Cat 6. Jesus, that's like overkill, isn't it? That's more than you need. Yeah, I don't know them. No idea. I don't know anything about the Sky routers. It would just be weird if, like, they're your ISP and they gave you a router that can't do the speed that you're promised. That would seem strange. Thanks so much, Ninja Cat.
Have a great weekend, one and all.
I will have a great weekend, especially with all the money you've given me. Going clothes shopping tomorrow morning. All of your super chats will be heading towards that, as well as paying off this ridiculous bill from BT. They've charged me 200 quid to get out my contract, essentially. 170 quid, plus they're charging me for another month, because I have to give a month's notice. Ridiculous. Oh look, you died, because that place is super hard. Oh god, I'm dead. Okay, that's embarrassing. No! No! I'm dead. Actually dead. I got stuck on the stairs. That was awful. I'll just die here, shall I? Dispute the charges. Yeah, I am. It just takes some time. Packet burst issue better. It seems to be better. I wouldn't go so far as sorted. Oh, that guy's got a... Seriously? Where'd I even get shot from?
I won't let you die.
This place is horrible. Oh, I've done my strongholds in Vons at least. So that's good. God, this place is horrific. No, thanks for that. Thanks for that. I used to use my router for my ISP as a modem. Like, put it in bridge mode and then just use my own router. But I ended up finding it was like just adding extra complexity. Like, I think ISP routers have got a lot better. Especially if you don't have a giant house, so you don't need some router that's got like super fancy like Wi-Fi aerials on it. And you don't like... If you don't need some super fancy thing on the router, I think generally they're fine. But like I said, I don't know anything about the Sky ones. I've never used one. Never been with Sky, only Virgin BT. The BT one's a bit annoying, so you can't control much on it. But I think a lot of people do what I do, and they have problems with the internet, and then they follow a million guides on how to fix it, and then a lot of the stuff they do conflicts with other stuff that they've done, and they actually end up making everything a lot worse. There's been a couple of times where I've had various internet problems, and then I've just reset my router to like the default settings that it came with, and it works much better. It's like, oh, okay, I probably shouldn't have been messing around with it for years. Why are we still doing this? MX9's not bad, you know. We haven't seen any other players in this game. Like, not a one. Weird, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, Chris Ford, I do think if DMZ goes, I don't think it'll go forever. I think we will see it again. See it again. Documents. I want a big backpack. I think my Wi-Fi, if I'm like upstairs, I get about 650, 700. And then my, like, plugged in with an Ethernet, I'm getting like 900. Oh, he's shooting at me. Stop it. I can't see it. It's always the way in it, or the streamers always have it easy, but the people who aren't recording all their gameplay and putting it on live, they have all the really difficult rounds. Always the way. But no, normally Bondle's busier than this. It's weird. Can't see it. There we go. I don't have any ammo. Oh, you're not dead. Why is he not dead? What the hell? Oh, large medical bag. Right, what the hell was that with all those bots? English, please.
Confirmed. That's a high priority target. Bounty payment is authorized.
Connie safe house plans. There's nothing really good here.
Ultra One, deliver cash at a dead drop to improve weapon recovery time.
I'm gonna grab that ammo. Little bit of packet burst and packet loss there, which isn't ideal, but doesn't seem to be affecting the game that much. Like a little bit, but not loads. That's all. Oh, is that thing underground? God damn it. Oh, City Hall, that's where the pyro is, isn't it? Did I pick up my ammo for this? No.
Need mid-cal rounds.
That seems expensive, Matt Jones. I mean, it depends if you actually need that kind of speed over Wi-Fi. Like, personally, I can't think of anything I would do. I can't think of anything I would want to be doing. Over Wi-Fi. That needs me to be playing at that kind of ridiculous speed, but each to their own, I guess. What are we doing? There's somebody talking. We might be in trouble, and we might die.
We need them destroyed. Marking locations on your TAC map.
You're being very sneaky. There's no one here.
That's the enemy informant. Payment is approved.
Eyes up. This sector's hot. Requesting fire mission. Target mark. Solid copy. Mortar strike on the way.
I'm doing PvP for no reason, other than this game was boring, so I wanted to spice it up. But some people don't like that. Say I'm doing PvP. Can't actually see anyone. No PvP for me. Well, if there was a player down there, I didn't bloody see him. Not a big fan of the fog, I have to say. I wonder if that does make it run better. It seems weird that they have, like, didn't they put fog on a Sheikah as well? Oh, you're Are you using Wi-Fi for your main computer? Yeah, just for me personally, I don't. Oh, missed. Oh. Kaboom, kaboom. Oh, I missed. I shot where I thought he was going to be. Here comes the helicopter. 6 foot 17 inches. That is Cobb's official height, according to Wikipedia. 210 pounds. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money. I didn't realize I didn't have a self-5 for that entire time. Could be, if it's Wi-Fi where the gap is, it could be that your router is putting out both, there's like 2 different signals, isn't there? Like, a lot of routers will put out a fancy signal, what's it, like 5 gigahertz signal, and a normal one, and like a 2.4 gigahertz signal. So it's like, if it's doing that, maybe your Wi-Fi devices are just connecting to the 2.4 gigahertz one rather than the 5 gigahertz one. Some of them let you name them differently. I used to have one that was called like 5, something 5. Yeah, that's what I said. So like it labeled it. I haven't fought another player for ages. Yeah, I've split the signals before, so then you can actually see like which one you're connected to, just to see if that makes a difference. Maybe, I don't know. That's just something I would try, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I am not tech support. Dead drop 100,000 in cash. What's the point of reputation levels? I'm like level. What, is there any point to any reputation levels? Like now I'm like level 24, 25, or 26 for everything. Like, what's the point? Go back to our mouse. 2.4 is lower range but faster speed. I thought it was the other way around. I thought 5 was lower range but faster speed. 5 gigahertz. Well, that's a waste of time, innit? In the internet world, you could be anything. You can be anything you want. That's going to be really interesting when I go to COD next and I'm meeting like Jaff and Lackey and Pete's and stuff. I've got no idea how tall any of these people are. Like in my mind, I'm imagining Jaff and Lackey as being quite short and Codename Pizza as being really tall. Westy, I don't know what he looks like at all. I've got no idea. Yeah, 5 gigahertz is lower range but faster. Yeah. But I've already finished all the story missions. Lackey's really tall. Is he? It's because you know why I think he's not. It's because his webcam is often pointed above his head. So it like makes me think that he's got like, cuz like his camera like is like this. Like that makes me look short. I look little if I have this camera on. Fun fact, Carter, his university was also my university. I didn't even know we had an American football team. We don't have I didn't think we had we don't have a pitch for American football. They must have had like portable goalpost things that they could put up, or maybe they just used the rugby ones. I don't know.
Welcome to Al Mazrah. Exploring, looting, and securing intel will open access to missions and targets.
Yeah, I think so. I think there was like enthusiast stuff. Yeah, he is, and I think we're on the same flight, which is exciting. David drills with us. I wonder if he uses drill charges a lot. Or if he's just called that and it's nothing to do. I got some stuff out in that one, didn't I? Emergency ration. There's so many emergency rations. This person was well supplied, then left. Hey, you're winning. We need to get up there before anyone else does. Oh, it's Benny going. I didn't know Benny was going. That's cool. Jaff's going. I knew Ems was going. I don't actually know her. Like, she's another one of those people who, like, we follow each other on Twitter. But it will be good to meet these people. I've got a bad sniper rifle. Yeah, I kind of thought if they were going to do zombie stuff that they would invite Milo. I guess he hasn't done a lot of Call of Duty content for the last year, has he? Yeah, I saw... I did... I was hoping Noah would be there. But yeah, I guess neither of them do much Call of Duty stuff now, do they? That's rubbish. Well, his boat's gone. No, a big DJ cyclist thing. Yeah, Jeff just got invited the other day, so that is really cool that he's able to go. Like I said, I think like he said that a bunch of us are on the same plane. I don't know how he knows because he doesn't know what time my plane is. I don't know how many planes there are a day to LA, but I don't even know for sure if he knows what airport we're going from, but or I'm going from. But it'd be cool if we are on the same plane. Yeah, they pay for everything, Ryan. They pay for our flights and our hotels and I hope our food. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think our food. And some other fun stuff. We'll get to do a few fun things while we're there. So yeah, they pay for a lot, which is exciting. Oi. What is he shooting at? Oh, looks like we're going on an Outbacker adventure. Will we see a new Warzone map? I think so. Do you think Verdansk will return? Yes. Lackey is back. Well, no, now he's in Italy, isn't he? Isn't he gone on holiday to Sicily? And somewhere else, I can't remember where. But I think he's on holiday. Yeah, Lackey moved back from Portugal to England, but now he's gone on holiday. He obviously couldn't stand England for very long. But yeah, there's a bunch of people. Oh, you mean about the flights? Yeah, yeah, he is in London now. You're glad to see Activision seeing more creators outside. I mean, for COD Next last year, they did invite quite a lot of people outside of America, didn't they? It is like, I mean, it's crazy that they do it really, considering how expensive it is to get people like us to go. It's nice though. Sick of the rain. What, in London? Has it been raining in London? It's been quite nice here. We had some rain the other night, but it was a while ago. We haven't had much rain lately. How do I get invited to COD next? Is it by having so many subs? No. It's like a combination of things. They want people... I think for any opportunities, they want like different types of people, different groups of people. Like a part of it will be subs. Like how many subs or followers or whatever you have, you know, what your reach is. They obviously want to invite people who will have a community. They probably also want a bit of a variety, you know, they don't want all competitive players or all Warzone players or all zombie players or all whatever. So they've got a mix of people like that. They want a mix of people like different ages probably. So there'll be some like young people there and there'll be some old people. There'll be like different genders represented there, different races represented there. There'll be like loads of different thoughts that they go in that they'll probably be like, okay, we want to hit, like, we want to get hype in as many communities as possible, I imagine. It'd be crazy not to do that, right? I think, yeah, I think they just want as many different, like, groups as possible. And then, so within that, so you've got, like, okay, people who have... There'll be people who have a lot of, like, you know, fit into those categories and have a decent following, decent things like that. But then a big part of it is just, like, personal. Of, like, the people who are tasked, the people who are, like, the influencer managers for Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like, who do they know? Who do they trust to follow NDAs? Who do they, like... Whose content do they like? You know, the people who make the sort of content that they want for whatever the event is. You know, it's like, I'm not going to get invited to World Tours of Warzone because I don't do competitive stuff, but I can get invited to a preview for the next game because I do like Call of Duty news and stuff like that. Anything else good in here? No, not really. Oh, gold tags. Take that. Why not? I'll take a gold tag. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up with chat. Seeing a lot more small and mid-sized creators this year, not just your Bennies and Westies. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't, for probably obvious reasons, but I don't think it's great to talk about people as small or mid creators, but I understand what you mean. There's like, wait, like I'm guilty of it myself, but it's probably when I'm being humble and stuff like that. But I do get a bit wound up when someone the other day was referring to me as like being like, oh, how did a small creator get like invited to something? It's like, how does a small creator like you? And it's like, so compared to like obviously Tim the Tatman or even Westy or someone, obviously much smaller audience. But I'm still, I would argue, I'm probably still in like the top 5% of streamers because there's so many people who stream to like nobody, or there's so many people that stream to like one person or 10 people. And it's like quite a big deal to get past that. Like if you've done it, if you've gone past getting out of streaming to like 10 people, it's like, it's hard, you know, it's a lot of effort. I've got 250k, I just realized. Yeah, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work. And so it's a bit annoying when people refer to me as if I'm a small streamer. Why? There we go. Fancy sniper rifle. Decent guns. I'm happy. But yeah, I know you weren't trying to be offensive or anything here, Z. But it's just kind of putting stuff into context. Me having like 39,000 subscribers and getting like, I don't know how many people are watching right now. I haven't looked for a while. Yeah, streaming to 70 people. And this is like a pretty average weekday morning stream. I wouldn't say that's a small creator. I'll definitely say I'm somewhere in the middle. It's just that, like, obviously people all know, like, the really big creators, like the huge ones, and then compare you to that rather than comparing you to the people that they've never heard of because they've never heard of them. You know? What AI comments? The first cause says they are using AI algorithms to make the game even, and the AI is resorting to unethical things to balance the game. Mark my words, this will be addressed eventually. What are you chatting about, first cause? Something you obviously don't understand because you don't play DMZ competitively. How do you play DMZ competitively? What? What an odd thing. I don't really need these tags.
Hey boys,
Ultra One, tag secure. You're being tracked by enemy operators.
It's rigged, that's unethical. It's a video game. Do you complain about Mario Kart because people behind you get better items than people at the front? It'd be cool if they had us all in the same lobby doing some Easter egg race. Yeah, I don't think they'd do an Easter egg for COD Next. It would be cool if they let us play zombies. Like, if they let us play zombies, I'll be super excited. I mean, I'm excited to do whatever. I'm just excited to be there. Like, it's going to be a very, very exciting thing for me. But, definitely, like I said, mark my words, and I'll forget about them immediately. I'm just someone who understands AI algorithms, and games will use it more, then it will be addressed. You're just saying really vague things. I'm not sure who you're trying to interest, but you're also being quite, like, obnoxious when you're saying these very vague things. That's not a way to win people over, first cause. Saying things like, mark my words, it's like, who are you? And like, they will be addressed is such a vague, like, nonsense statement. Like, what do you mean? What, is it gonna be a legal thing? Are the people gonna take them to court because they think that skill-based matchmaking is stopping them from winning a game of Call of Duty? Or sorry, winning a game of competitive DMZ. What's his profession? He's a child, Affers. He's probably in a class right now. High Lord Terror, I would personally not say 1,000 subs and streaming 5 viewers is easy. I wouldn't even say they're small. I would say that's probably mid-size. That's probably... I would say if you've got 1,000 subscribers and you're streaming to 5 people regularly, I bet you're probably still in like the top 15%, 10-15% of streamers. Small streamers are people who stream to like 1 or 2 people. And they probably have, you know, a lot of them won't have any subs. Because otherwise, what are you making another category below them? Like minuscule streamers.
Prepare for contact.
Oh, wait, what's going on?
Requesting recon flyover.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Threats in the area.
Oh. Down them.
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
Okay, got away. Still got him. Took a lot of shots, but I got him.
Ultra One, we're seeing increased activity in the area. Stay sharp.
Hey, that guy did not get back up. I did my job.
Friendly mortar strike on the way.
God damn it, he got me. Anyway, I was distracted by this conversation. What's going on? If DMZ was there,
Got a sniper. Armor pouch marked.
right. Are they removing DMZ in Modern Warfare 3 in see? I don't know. Maybe. Like, to me, it looks that way. Like, they've talked about a lot of things for Call of Duty with Modern Warfare 3. They haven't as far as I know, they haven't mentioned DMZ once. Aim up, yep. And murder. Yeah, good murdering. Oh no. The other one. I'm just gonna trust this guy. I'm not even gonna accept it. I'm not even gonna plea. Do do do. Ah, sad times. Can I play before it does the thing?
Ultra One, copy that. Requesting medical for
I
unit.
don't know how many there were really. That was good. Hey. I've got one of my guns.
Requesting medical near your location. Ultra One, got hostile reinforcements incoming.
It took my money. Oh, he didn't take much of my stuff though.
UAV in this sector.
It's pretty good. Whoa! 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 Oh, I'm in trouble. How is there a team of 3? Where'd they come from? Did not expect that. They did that really well. They came in from both sides. They stunned first. They played that super safe. I was dead. Gonna kind of watch to see how the rest of them get in it. Right, who's still talking? 7 or 9% of your YouTube channels have ever got to 1,000. I'm surprised they'd be that high. When any game is rigged, that's unethical, and I'm sure they're using AI algorithms to make the game more balanced. Oh, good, good. They're making it more balanced. That's nice. That's good for everybody. They've had skill-based matchmaking in COD since Black Ops 2, at least Black Ops 2, because the guy who put it into Black Ops 2 said that he was the one that put it in. So he was like, yeah, we've definitely had all of that. It was proven that AI can separate and target certain players when they added friendly bots. Oh, so you think the bots are targeting you specifically because you're a competitive DMZ player? Is that what's going on? Like, that's really silly. But also, like, if you're a competitive DMZ player, how are the bots a problem? The bots are just not a problem in DMZ. Once you're used to the game, the bots are not a problem. But you think they're targeting you especially. That's some weird paranoid stuff going on there. But also quite funny. Doo-doo-doo. COD Next multiplayer could be interesting as there'll be some CDL pros. Yeah, I'll get wrecked in that. Vondel? Question mark? So I should clarify. Oh, I see. Is DMZ competitive? No. I don't know if he was saying Vondel as in I got downed by bots in Vondel. Because I did. I haven't been paying much attention today. That is true. I'm not a DMZ. I'm not a competitive DMZ player though. So, you know, I'm not in the DMZ league. Well, this is very silly first cause. I just got an email that says, a nap always sounds good no matter the weather. Hey Geeky Pastimes, love your vibe. Our survival game is perfect for zoning out and connecting with your community. You can use trending hashtags or social trends and generate a game in a sec. Want to give it a go? Let's talk. And that's it. No more information. No links, no videos. I literally don't even know what the game is they're talking about. So that's fun. What an email. Oh, I've got to dress up smart for something at COD Next. Bloody hell. Gonna have to find some smart clothes. Wait, am I getting this? Woo! The Z League. What a legend. Still got my large backpack, still got a 2-plate. Don't have a good gun, but... Or, you know, armor. I'm trying to distract. Not having an assault rifle really sucks for this. No. Oh, I jumped into a wall. I was trying to keep on jumping and accidentally jumped into a bloody wall into the corner. Wrecked. If I'd had my free plate, maybe I could have got him. Oh yeah, there was so many of them. I think we would have been dead anyway. Hawaiian shirt and a tie. I don't know. I hate having to dress up smart for stuff. I'm gonna have to find some smart trousers. Who else gets the question from Call of Duty? Like, is the kill times too quick? It said no each time. They just made the bots harder. I think First Cause, the First Cause is our resident DMZ Pro League competitive player. He's having trouble with the bots. That, I mean, you don't need to add anything to that, do you? That's it. He's just having a hard time with the bots. The bots are a bit too hard for him. Right. Next update, we're going to have our master at night. I don't think next update. I don't think next week. I think it'll be the October thing. That's not how you make the game better. Sick in my head. It's okay, though. I'm not toxin the game. Toxin the game? What the hell does that mean? No, Zellstorm is asking just First Cause for his opinion, and if they don't do exactly what he says, they're trash. The bots are toxic. Bots are toxic. They're toxic. All they want to do is kill you. They're not even trying to complete any missions. These bots, they just go into the game. They're not trying to do any missions. All they're trying to do is kill players. They don't even loot them. Guys, I'm on your side. Guys, on your side. Guys, on your side. You're talking a lot of nonsense, First Cause. I have not seen these kind of silly things. These kind of silly comments from anyone for a while. This is a new low. I'm looking for your competitive DMZ videos. How do I find you on YouTube, First Cause? You said you do this professionally, don't you? So you must have a channel. Filters, channels. First Cause. What's your logo? It's like a little man. I can't find you. I can't find you. If you tell us what your channel is called, I will have a look at this DMZ competitive content. I am colour me intrigued. The force is strong with this chat. Ba ba boom. They did try and do a competitive DMZ thing, didn't they? They did that one little tournament where people had to do, like, there was a load of challenges and you got points for doing different, like, numbers of challenges. They only did it once and they didn't bloody invite me, which I thought was very rude. But I don't think it worked very well. It was kind of fun to watch. It wasn't awful. You play games professionally. I thought you played competitive DMZ professionally. How do you make money from it then if you don't stream? Yeah, you didn't answer who's paying your salary, so I assumed you're just a content creator. So you don't stream. Do you make videos? But that wouldn't really make sense. If you're playing competitively, you'd really need to stream because it'd have to be live. How are you making money playing competitive DMZ?
Enemy presence will be high.
Enemy movement.
Officer, be advised, killing operators will mark you as a bounty target.
Do 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 do.
Your location and
You're dead. My competitive Warzone got into your head. No, DMZ. What? Are we rezzing him really? Does he need to be rezzed? Does he deserve to be rezzed? It's a very unfortunate problem of having a giant suppressor on the end of your gun, is that people can see you around corners.
Ultra One, a squad mate is down. You are taking
He's dead. He's a competitive DMZ player getting in your head. Do, 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 do. Is the new internet working? Yeah, it's pretty good. It has had a couple of little intermittent cutouts, but I'm still in like the, you know, the 10 days at the beginning they give you to stabilize your connection. But download's very, very good, very high speed. So that's nice.
Returns you cash to use at buy stations for gear and upgrades.
I'm not wrong. You said you were wrong. We were just asking how you make money playing DMZ competitively if you're doing stream. I don't care what anyone says. I'm very smart. Strong Trump energy there. And I know it's rigged to slow down better players. Like it or love it. Those are your only two options. You can like it or you can love it. I choose to love it. Oh dear. Slightly pro-game related, has FaZe Clan had to declare bankruptcy yet? I don't think so. I don't really know much about FaZe Clan. I know when I'm going to COD next, I will meet lots of people in said FaZe Clan. I assume they have some clan banners and they walk around like samurai. But I don't know. Do, 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 do. Deliberately destroying other people's games who are trying to complete missions is toxic. I literally just did that, AR558. You should probably leave if you think I'm being toxic. I literally just killed someone for no reason. I didn't even really need their stuff. I just killed them for fun. I mean, now we've got them back up again, I suppose, but I probably wouldn't have. I'm toxic, apparently, according to some of my viewers. If you like and love it. Still enjoying Starfield. I haven't played any for a few days. I've just been really busy. Like, really busy. Like, sorting out the internet stuff. And then I spent weirdly hours on the phone to BT for no reason. And then I sort of had my steering wheel stuff. I recorded setting all that up yesterday. Making videos. Just been busy. So it's not that I've been less interested in Starfield exactly. Just lots of other things to do. And then there's been so many like games coming out, and like that doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. Right, let's go in. Ba-ba-bum. You love sassy GP. Sassy. I did throw you off a bridge. Yeah, killing players is just a fun... Oh, hello. Killing players is just a fun bit of DMZ. Some would say the most fun bit of DMZ. I would say the most fun bit of DMZ. I was blindly going over here because there was a ping. Can't see anyone now. You don't agree with me on ethical grounds. I'd say, you know, like, this sounds like I'm being silly and just trying to wind you up, but I'm actually being serious here. People telling other people how to play DMZ when it's like perfectly within the rules and no one's cheating, that's toxic. Like, there's so... There's so much, like, gatekeeping in DMZ of people being like, oh, you play like this, you're toxic, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's super toxic in itself. Just, like... Wait, Rez? Like... The game is clearly designed with PvP in mind. If people want to play the game the way it's designed, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't need to start calling them names or saying, like, they're doing something wrong. People who are playing the game as a PvPvE game, so, you know, maybe they're doing missions sometimes, maybe they're hunting players sometimes, maybe they're getting loot by killing players. However they're playing it, they're the ones who are playing it right. Everyone else playing it wrong. If you're just doing missions and you're, like, getting angry every time a player fights you, you're playing the game wrong. Like people playing, going back to a Mario Kart analogy, it's like people playing Mario Kart and then being like, this is a racing game, don't use red shells! Red shells are cheating. You know when you're a kid and you play video... well, those of you who were kids and played video games like split screen, you'd always have like one person in your friendship group who'd be like that. Who'd be like, no, you don't play it like that. That's not what this game's about. Don't use that. This is unfair. It's like, no. It's not a game. Find a different game. How did you know that the people who killed you were frustrated Warzone players, Terra? Seriously, stop blowing up things! Why is everything exploding? Yeah. I've only got 2 missions left and I don't want to do either of them, so am I just not allowed to play DMZ anymore? That would be silly. If your method destroys mine and there's no way for me to play your way, you don't want to have friends to play with and randoms won't help. I'm literally playing with randoms. I'm not playing with any friends right now. Like, that's literally what I'm doing. But it's not like my method and your method are just equal different choices. I'm just playing the game as it's intended and you want to play the game in a way it's not intended. Yeah, like the game is, it's a PvP game. It's as enemy, like you fight other players, you're meant to fight other players, the game encourages you to fight other players. Just pretending that that's not what the game is. I mean, you can pretend if you want, but it's not going to change the way other people play. I don't know, First Cause, not in competitive DMZ, you don't play with randoms. I'm not doing specific missions. Trying to find players to do your missions is crazy hard. I don't know. I suppose I've done most of my missions with Flynn, to be fair. If you don't like PvP, play the campaign, or Spec Ops, or Raids. Whatever you want. But I mean, that's just AR558. You want this game to be something it's just not. You want to be able to do stuff solo because you don't want to make friends to do it, and you don't want to play with randoms. You want it to be PvE, it's not, it's PvP. Like, that's not my fault that you want to play the game in a way that it's not designed for, you know? But going around telling people that they're toxic for playing the game the way it's meant to be played is just silly. Call of Duty's got enough gatekeeping in it as it is. The bots are toxic. I don't know, Key, just because there's not been PvP hardly ever in zombies before, I don't think... I mean, I don't know if there's ever been shooting. There was that thing where you competed against another team, wasn't there? But I don't know. Like... I don't know if people will start complaining about it. I just think a lot of people will lose interest in it. Like, I would have lost interest in DMZ ages ago if you couldn't fight other players. Like, if this was just PvE and there's no PvP, I probably would have played this for a weekend and stopped. It would have been super boring. So I can imagine that happening with zombies, that because there's no PvP, a lot of people will play it, maybe complete some of the missions, and then just move on, not keep playing it. Oh yeah, it's easy to find people to help you. Some people just don't want to play with other people though, which again is fine, but just don't play a co-op game. You still would say it's bullying to pick on solos as a squad. As a squad, you hardly ever know whether someone is solo or not. When you fight someone, you basically never... Disconnected again. Should reconnect. You can't hear me now, so it doesn't matter. I think it's reconnected. I don't know. Yeah, reconnected. Sorry, there was a little glitch again. But yeah, you don't know whether someone's solo or not. You can't know if someone's solo. There's no way to tell. So whenever you fight a squad, you always assume. I think I always assume there's 3 players. Sometimes I'm wrong and there's 6. Sometimes there's 1. You can't know that. But anyway, I mean, if there's a solo player, that's their fault. I've been as a solo player, like, you know, I went through a few weeks of playing as a solo player, and plenty of times I killed squads of 3 or 4. So, what, would it have been wrong for those squads of 3 or 4 to kill me? No. Oh, GPU. Don't need anything else. I don't know if I need any more of these, but I'll take it. Oh, who are these people? That's where he is. There we go. Oh, it's a nice try. We're stuck. Loads of people are using that Carrack at the moment. Is there a reason? See, loads of people were doing it. Is not rezzing a solo toxic? No, you can choose to res them if you want to, or you don't have to. There's nothing unfair about it. It's a video game. You go in and you are... When you go into a game in DMZ, you are in potentially a team of 3. That's up to you if you want to be in less than a team of 3, but you've got a choice to be up into a team of 3. You're then going into a game against other people. Whatever happens after that is like fair game. If you fight other people, you can fight other people. If you want to do missions, you want to do missions. You want to loot, you can loot. It's up to you. I don't think there's anything like unfair. The only thing I'd say is unfair is, like I've said many times, teaming. Like if you're in a group of 3 and then you've got another group of 3 and you all arrange to get into the same game, so then you can outnumber any other teams of 3 and beat them in a fight. I think that's unfair, personally. I think that's cheating. But other than that... The chat's wild today. That's fine. Oh, what? Is the other guy still going? First cause. I forgot about him. First cause said, no, wrong. They are using AI to balance the game. AI will do things not even y'all can comprehend. Like latency. So the AI is going to increase your latency to make the game harder for you. Yep. First cause is... saying some stupid things. Am I Irish? No. Matt Jones, I'd appreciate none of the casual racism in here. See a lot of people complaining about the 6-man squads and saying that all Chinese. I've played against a bunch of Chinese people in today's games and they haven't all been doing like 6-man squads and doing blah blah blah. The race of them has nothing to do with it. Don't like that. I know you're not racist. I know it's just a thing that people say, but I just think it's an easy thing to slip into where people are just being very casually racist about it, being like, oh, Chinese players, they're toxic and blah blah blah. And it's like, no, they're just people. Don't judge people based on their race. Like, there's no need in that paragraph you wrote, Matt. You don't need to say Chinese. And the whole thing would have not changed the meaning at all. I kill plenty of people that I don't even loot. Right now, in today's games, all I really want to do is fight players. I'm not really interested in doing anything else. The rest of the game is very boring to me now, other than fighting players. I enjoy finding other teams, fighting them, seeing what gear they've got, sometimes taking stuff from them, sometimes not. I find that a lot of fun. If you didn't want to do that, maybe go play a game that doesn't have PvP in it. I'm not competitive enough, that's it. You wouldn't complain about losing if you fielded half a football team. That is very bizarre. Like, that's been a thing since the beginning of DMZ. I've had it on a lot of my guides of people being like, this mission's too hard to do solo. They need to add a solo mode. And it's like, why? They made a free-player cooperative game. It's designed around being free-player cooperative. You could say that. It makes sense to be like, oh, I'd like it if they added a solo mode. Fine. If some people would like a solo mode, then good for them. But that doesn't mean the developers, like, should add one for you. Or that there's anything wrong with the game just because they haven't. Like, the game is very much a free-player game. You play EU servers and hardly ever see Chinese squads. Weirdly, even when I watch the streamers that complain about Chinese squads, I don't see them in their games. Sometimes they'll get killed by a squad and there'll be like 2 Chinese people on the team and they'll be like, oh my god, Chinese people shouldn't be allowed to play together. Whoop. Kaboom. What is a sniper? Okay, so they've got an LTV. My team's all going to go up on the roof. That's a stupid mistake, I think. Not going to get anything done. If Whoop. SPX. I don't care about SPX.
Order support incoming.
Friendly mortar strike on the way.
Requesting recon at my location.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Looking for UAVs. Oh, he's got an. Oh, yeah. He's got 2 fancy sniper rifles. I'm gonna take that one. Not a big fan of that Carrack, I don't think. Let's go! Oh,
Hey, cancel last.
there's also a sniper over on the towers. Not a fan of that, massively. That's a bad situation to be in. You're bots. No! You're so toxic, bots! Now people gatekeeping saying solos have no place in DMZ. No, I don't think anyone's saying solos have no place in DMZ. They're saying the game wasn't designed for solos. So if you want to go into the game solo, it doesn't really make sense to be complaining about how hard it is to play solo. That's all people are saying. I don't think anyone's being like, oh, solo people shouldn't be allowed to play DMZ. That would be silly. Punisher, don't be rude to AR. No need for that. I got killed by a team where there were like 3 or 4 Chinese people on it, and then there was a bunch of people who weren't Chinese on that team. That just means there were Chinese people playing the game. That's not surprising. Like, 1 billion people are Chinese. Doo-doo-doo. First call said, sorry, I'm quite a long way behind on chat while I'm trying to play the game. Oh, here we go. I'm not trying to get a streamer deal with Activision. I'm an independent perspective. Who has a streamer deal with Activision? I've literally never heard of anyone having a streamer deal with Activision. Maybe, I suppose, occasionally they'll do, like, one sponsored video with them or something. Oh, there's 2. Oh god, I'm pressing the wrong pedals. There was another guy down around the corner. You would have pressed by now, Orange. That was scary. I didn't expect there to be 2 there.
I got you.
Be advised, radiation is pushing into the area. Recommend you move.
Woo! Oh, unlucky. That was bad timing. Oh, and oh god, I'm so far behind on chat. I'm loving the chat rate here. Chat rate 6.
You're out of time.
I don't know what 6 means. 6 messages a minute, maybe? I don't know. Seems like it's faster than that. Hi, Thundergun. It's good, but chat's gone wild. Teaming is no different than picking on solos, it's just different numbers. Oh no, 100% it's different. So the game encourages you to go in with 3 players. It actually gives you a warning if you go in by yourself. It says like, oh, you can do this, but it's dangerous. The game encourages you to play as 3 players. So that is how you're meant to play the game, as a team of 3. If you go in as a team of 6, that's double what you're meant to go in. The game actively tries to stop you going in as a team of 6 by only letting you queue up with 3 people. So it's very different. A team of 3 going up against a team of 1 is just a normal team going up against a player who decided to make the game harder for themselves. That's perfectly normal. A team of 6 going up against whatever other teams, that's like just cheating. Now, assimilating in the game, like assimilating with randoms, that's not cheating. It's a feature that I don't love in the game, but it's not cheating. It's just not the best. He needs to reload. Oh, this is bad. He's there. He's there. Oh, you're lucky you missed so much. You've got Semtex. This is mine. Oh, yeah. Got him. He's got him. No! How did he not have him? How did he not have him? I think he just took a bit too long to start firing. Oh, it's a good try. It was a good try. Do-do-do. Tactical Brit did a breakdown showing how the AI affects Warzone match ping throughout the game. But I don't know if I agree with what Lackey did with that iJabama, because then they removed a load of the AI from the game and it didn't seem to make any difference. I think, like, the problem with what Lackey was doing is that he was just saying, like, oh, look, this is when the strongholds open, this is when the black site opens, whatever, and this is the ping, and doing a chart. But it's like, that's not taking into account the other things that are happening at that point in the game, you know, like the circles changing, events starting. Like, there's a million things going on in the game that we can't know about as players. So it's like, to assume, to see a correlation between two things and to say, well, clearly the AI is causing this, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think that's sound science. And then, you know, like, they've taken a lot of the AI out in Warzone and people are still complaining about the ping, so I don't think it's a thing. Personally, I don't think we can say that what Lackey did was definite. AR558 saying you should take it as a compliment that even though I fundamentally disagree with your way of playing but still became member. Yeah, but I don't really want you just like hanging around in my streams. Like, I mean, you haven't said it very much, but I wouldn't want you just like hanging around saying that, like, oh, people who play like Geeky is toxic while I'm playing and streaming. Like, that's not fun. Like, that's not a good thing. It's like you wouldn't want like an artist playing like a gig wouldn't want someone in the audience standing there being like, well, this guy's shit. Like, you wouldn't want that, would you? Like, that's not fun. That's not nice. If you don't agree with the way I'm playing and you don't want to be here, don't be here. You're not doing me a favor by being in my chat explaining how you think I'm a bully and I'm toxic. Like, what? That's not something I want. Did you? Oh dear. Yeah, if you're going in solo, you're making the game unfair for yourself. I agree, Texas. Man, Bear Pig, you don't need to be racist. It's not a race thing. Just because some French person was mean to you doesn't mean the French people as a race need to be judged based on that. It's just, no. I really hate this whole sort of like, oh, as long as it's against this particular race, then racism's fine. I just don't like it. Just don't be racist. If you're prejudging someone based on a race, you're being racist. Don't do that. Don't generalize across a race. I mean, that is the other thing, High Lord Terror. Like, we saw those Chinese players a while ago when we had that player who was talking over the voice comms, and he was saying about how he was complaining about Chinese players, and then we got killed by some people who had Chinese names, and he was like, see? And then all of the Chinese players were Chinese players were talking in the game chat in English, and it's like, if they were Chinese players playing with each other, they'd probably talk in Chinese, wouldn't they? Rather than in English? Like, I think there's just some people who like being trolls and like being, like, you know, they're trying to give Chinese players a bad name. They're trying to encourage that thing. It's like there used to be, I used to play this game called Atlas. That was like this sort of pirate-based game. A bit like Ark and Rust, stuff like that, but on pirate ships and stuff. I played that, and that like had this system where there was only one server and there was like loads of islands, and each island actually had its own server, but you could sail between them. So in theory there was one big server and you could claim islands, and there was this massive clan that basically pretended to be Chinese that took over the entire game, and they would just go around sailing around chanting China number one, China number one. And it was like, They were talking about it on Reddit and stuff, you know, like they were very clearly not Chinese. They just thought it was funny to do that. But I'm sure there's lots of people who went away from that being like, oh, these Chinese gamers. Goes in. I mean, I've talked about it a million times, haven't I? About like the whole people like to blame their failures or their problems on other people. And it happens in video games. You know, it's like, oh, I'm not bad at DMZ. It's just these Chinese players coming into my servers. They're making it impossible to play. It's like the same kind of energy as like, oh, I'm not finding it hard to find a job. It's just all these immigrants coming in and taking all the jobs. It's like, oh, people are coming into your country without a work history. They don't speak the language, and they're beating you at interview. You've got bigger problems than the immigrants. Boo. No. Die. Die. Die, you toxic bot. Obviously, like, I don't really have much problem with bots, so I'm guessing the game just is taking pity on me, maybe. That's why the bot's so easy to kill. Bada boom. AR, just to make this super clear, no one's picking on you. The game isn't picking on you. People who kill you in DMZ aren't picking on you. No one's picking on you. No one's bullying you. Ah! That's not great. Ah, I don't have any armor. Should have put some armor on, probably. I thought that was another player who shot me, but it was a stupid bot. Oh, that was annoying. Oh well. It's not discrimination that they make a game that only has some things for single players and other things for multiplayer. He took my gun. If he does, I'll take it back as well as all of his stuff. I don't mind you taking my gun, but if you die or go down, I'm letting you die so I can take it back, okay? I'm gonna let them die and then I'll steal their stuff. But it did get me back, which is nice. But, oh boy, you better believe I'm stealing their stuff when they die. I don't even remember which one it was, so I'll just do it to any of them. How can they balance 120 frames per second with 30 frames per second? Are you just moaning to try and get something? You're just trying to get me to talk to you, aren't you, first cause? Bless you. I don't know, Squiz. I wouldn't assume so. I don't think people are that organised. But this is a very silly conversation. Both of the conversations going on are very silly. I do believe that AR is being honest when he believes that he's being bullied and discriminated against because he doesn't want to play Call of Duty with other people, but he does want to play everything in Call of Duty. And I think that's a very, very silly take. But each to their own. Nearly every day when I start streaming, I'm like, today, when someone says something that I disagree with in chat, I'm just going to let it slide. I'm just going to keep the energy good, keep the positive vibes. And it lasts like 10 minutes before I'm like, wow, this person said this and they are wrong on the internet, so I need to correct them. Which is obviously deeply silly. It doesn't matter what people think. Here we go. Man, they are clearing this place out. I'm not getting anything from here. I don't know why I keep having stims. Like, stims are just a waste of time for me. Take some stun grenades. Why not? Oh, backpack. Yeah. Hope you're getting shot. What is that? An LMS? What the hell's an LMS? Do I need encrypted hard drives? I don't know. I'm going to grab it. I can't remember if I need them or not. Adam, thanks very much. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm in a good mood. This hasn't put me in a bad mood. Sometimes it does. Today hasn't put me in a bad mood. But it does feel like it ruins the vibes a little bit of just like... people are... I've never understood people arguing with a streamer. It's like, if you disagree with them, just leave. Like, sometimes I'm watching a streamer and they say something I disagree with, and it's like, there's no way I'd ever, like, type in chat to be like, well, I think you're wrong because of this. Because it just kind of ruins the vibes, and it's just not important. It doesn't matter. I just, you know, just leave. It's a normal thing to do, I think. Some people can't bear to feel like they've lost an argument on the internet, though. So just keep on going at it. I feel like I'm like that sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't do it on someone else's stream, because that'd be super rude. Never do that. But, you know, if I'm, like, talking to someone on Twitter or something, I find it really hard. A number of times I type out a long response to someone on Twitter, and then just delete the whole thing. So I'm like, why am I even replying to this? Like, it doesn't matter. I don't need to change this person's mind, and I'm very unlikely that I'm going to. But yeah, arguing with streamers is, again, it's the similar sort of thing of, like, you wouldn't go to, like, a comedy show and, like, start arguing with the stand-up. You'd just leave if you disagreed with what they said. There's a weird kind of parasocial relationship kind of thing that goes on with streaming, where people think that they're, like, friends. I apologize, but none of you are my friends. That's not how this works. I don't know you. You're strangers to me. Hopefully, I can be entertaining. Fogger gifting 5 memberships. That's nice. We haven't had any memberships today, so that is boosts our membership goal. My membership goal up to 5. Ooh, yeah. Where?
Chris Morgan renewed their membership.
Do. Oh, this thing's an SPR. It's just a really weird, stubby one. Thank you so much, Fogger, for the 5 gifted. That's super kind of you. And thank you so much, Adam, for the 10. And apparently, Adam, I've also got a thing saying that you renewed your membership, but it's not showing up for some reason.
Chris Toomey became
Had to fix the counter. Yeah. First cause, literally no one cares if you're on their side or not. People just think that things that you're saying are idiotic, that's all. And the fact that you don't ever bother explaining yourself, you just keep on saying more stupid things, and they're sort of all vague and can't really be... They're not something that anyone could really ever discuss or anything. It's just... No one likes that. No one enjoys that. No one thinks you're against them or not on their side. No one cares. And AR, you can agree to disagree if you want, but it's weird to go around saying that people are toxic or bullies or discriminating when they're not. And it's even weirder to then be like, well, let's agree to disagree kind of thing, when it's like, I don't know. People who play DMZ the way I do aren't bullies, they aren't toxic. They're just playing a video game. They're just playing a game, they're just normal men. Just innocent men playing a fun video game the way it was designed. If you want to play a video game and not the way it was designed, that's your problem, not anyone else's. No one else is doing anything wrong by not enabling that. No one has to go out of their way to accommodate your weird way of playing the game. Try making a stealth vest. Damn, okay. All you need is the difficult thing to find, the encrypted USB. Ludwig did a video on chat not being his friends and not wanting to create weird parasocial things. Yeah, I mean, it sounds harsh. Like, it feels mean when I said it then. Like, when I'm like, you're not my friend. That sounds like a harsh thing to say, but it should be obvious. Like, it shouldn't be something that needs to be said, but sometimes it is a bit. Like, just I think, like, you get it a lot. I get people... They don't often last long in my chat because I'm mean to people. But sometimes you get people being, like, trying to banter. And they're like, oh, all right, Baldy. And it's like, you're a complete stranger. That is not how you talk to strangers. That is super rude. And people just don't get that. People think because they've watched me for hours and hours that they're friends with me or something. And it's like, no. I don't really have friends who aren't like people I've met, who aren't people I've met in real life. I think it's a holdover from being a kid from the beginning days of the internet. Where are they shooting? What are you shooting at? Oh, he's on our team, but he just didn't have a marker. I was shooting someone on our team. Woohoo! Whoop-a-boop. Okay, he's dead. So another one! I can't tell if there's another one. Is it all calmed down? Whoop-a-boop-a-boop. Free play, thanks. Oh, there's another one. Got a Vaznev and a dream. He's gonna have put a mine up here and I'm gonna die. You watch. No, apparently not. I'll take that because the other gun's terrible. He's got an advancer. That's like my gun. Do-do, do-do, do-do. I'll do. Yeah, I don't think that guy could hear what was going on. Maybe they were talking a lot or something. Oh, cool, that's fun. Did he have another one? He did, didn't he? Well, I've got a load of money. I've got some good guns. Oh, I could do with an ammo box as well, actually. So you got one of them. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? It's not a very good advancer. It's not the one I want, but... What are you pinging? I've got no idea what he's looking at. Do-do, do-do. I literally don't know. Oh, this doesn't actually have much bullet drop.
Eyes up. This sector's hot.
It's quite a long way away.
Moving here.
Boom, 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 boom. Surely he's in that building. If not, where the hell did he go? Maybe he just quit. Player on roof. I've got comms. No, we've got UAV behind. That's fine. Oh! We're all going in one at a time and getting murdered. Oh no, he's dead. I want my gun back. He's looting our teammate.
I got you.
I wanted to loot our teammate. I want my gun back. Yeah, but the comms could have just been, there was a body near me, wasn't there? I think the comms would have just been the body next to me, probably. The difference between professional and non is getting paid for it or not, first cause. That's literally the difference, is getting paid to play it or not. You getting paid to play it? If not, not professional. If you are getting paid to play it, professional. That's not a massively controversial thing, that's just what it is. Do. Bam, bam, bada, bam. I think chat's calmed down. That sort of banter usually comes with an amount of trust you just can't have with random in chat. Yeah, I mean, like the whole banter thing, like banter's a kind of thing of testing your friends. It's like seeing if they're okay. You like push them a little bit and see how they respond to check they're okay. If you like, if you're not friends with them and you don't know them, then it's not banter, it's just being mean. And that's why I think people are like surprised that they'll watch like, you know, they'll watch a Sideman video and they'll see them all bantering, and then they'll like go to their favorite streamer and they'll be like, all right, dickhead. And then they'll be like, wait, why is that person getting upset? And they'll be like, oh, you're so sensitive. It's just because like they didn't understand what was going on in the first situation. You know, bear in mind, it's not always like, you know, the fault of the viewer. Like viewers are, you often get people who are, you know, don't have that many relationships outside, and like you don't know what situation they're in, so they probably just don't know. They just don't realize that banter doesn't work between strangers. You're just talking shit, first cause. I'm bored of it now. Shut up about this AI thing and the who's on whose side and who's right and who's wrong. Like, you're wrong. You've been talking a load of nonsense. Nobody agrees with you. Nobody cares whose side you're on. Leave if you want. Or shut up. I don't care. Bored of it now. These are just bots, aren't they? Toxic bots. Yeah, exactly, Mark. And that, yeah, that's like, that's the thing. If like my wife or like my friends, like who I play with all the time, and bear in mind, sometimes I do stream with my friends, you know, like Name Gear and 50 Snail and Emil and Arrow and all those people. Like, those are people that I know in real life who I play with sometimes. Like, if they make fun of me about something like that, it's like, oh, okay, fair enough. But to be honest, most of them wouldn't make fun of me because they know I'm a bit sensitive about it. But yeah, if like a random person did it, it's just like, oh, that's really bad. That's a really mean thing to say. People don't get it because people are dumb. What are we doing in this game? We're doing a raid weapon stash, apparently. We're not talking about you, First Cause! There were two separate things. We're telling you to shut up because you're just being stupid. No, everything's about you, as much as you'd like to make it about you on this stream.
You are approaching the target.
Boop, boop, boop. Ah, see, viewership started dropping. See, the vibes have gone now. It went too far. It went too far with the nonsense. I didn't stop it quickly enough. And now... viewership drops. The energy drops. So... it's the bad effect of all of this. That's why really I should just, like, get rid of people straight away. Or tell them shut up straight away. But then people are like, oh, you're so mean. So, like... Sometimes I get people being like, oh, you ban people way too easily. You're so sensitive. And it's like, it's because you know what happens. Like, when you've been doing this for a while, you sort of, you get that feeling of like, oh, this is someone who's going to make the conversation crap. And it's like, do you wait until they ruin it? Or do you, like, just let it happen? So you can get rid of them. Oh, this seems like players. Was that players? That seemed like a very fast gun. I've got a bunch of money. I can go buy I can go buy UAV maybe. There was just like that gun didn't sound right to me. Ah, there's only UAVs here. Sad times. Okay. I'm a bit worried that there's actually players here. It's probably fine. I should probably go help my team. Oh, I need a heart rocket, don't I? That's what I need. Not one Leckness. I need heart rockets. When do I fly out for COD next? Like the 2nd of October? It's like the Monday of the week that COD next is. It's very exciting. Yeah, let's talk about that. My trip to LA. Woo! That's very exciting. Yeah, fly out then. I'm a bit thrown by about that whole thing. About the whole having to take some smart clothes now. Not a fan of that. I don't want to have to be worried about taking smart bloody clothes. I'm going to have to get them ironed. Well, I'll probably have to iron them. Nobody wants to be dealing with that on holiday. You think you'd struggle to ban people too? I don't even care. Like, normally I'd be fine with banning people. The only issue is that I get bothered when people start being like, oh, Geeky just bans everyone. He just thinks he's better than everyone. He just bans anyone who disagrees with him. And it's like, I really don't. Like, I hardly ever ban anyone. But you do need to... Sometimes the vibe just goes and you need to get rid of someone. But then they'll be like, oh, well, he obviously knew I was right. That's why he banned me. So... Yeah, hunt survived. What are we getting out of here? That's good. You very nearly ended up photographing World Series of Warzone. Oh, that would have been cool. You're on holiday that week, so you miss loads of content. Thankfully, it'll all be on YouTube. Well, not all of it, but most of it will be on YouTube. So you'll get to see it whenever you get back. I'll do some stuff probably on like some in-person like Instagram or Twitch streams. No, don't do that. No, no, no. It's just weird. The whole, like, oh, you're in a public eye, you get criticism. It's such an odd thing, isn't it? Like, why? Why do you get criticism for being in a public eye? What gives anyone a right to talk shit to you just because you're, like, you're streaming? It's weird. People have that thing, like, they say sometimes, you know, people are like, oh, well, oh, look at the LTV, nice. People say, you know, like, oh, well, if you want to be famous, you need to be willing to put up with the stuff that goes with it. And it's like, but why? Why do people need to be assholes to people? Wait, First Course says, if I ban people like him, I end up with games like Starfield. Oh, wow. He's banned. I want way more games like Starfield. That'd be amazing. He is gone. I really love Starfield. It's awesome. You say wear a full tuxedo. The problem is I don't have a tuxedo. And I don't want to spend a load of money on a tuxedo. I also don't want to spend not much money on a tuxedo and end up with like a cheap, crappy looking one. And I don't want to spend loads of money on a tuxedo for the sake of one day. It's just awkward. I don't like it. I don't like the whole dress up thing for it. Someone's guarded. Oh, it's over there. Woo! Wow, this is exciting, isn't it? Surely LA would have some sort of rent tax thing. But then I've got to go do that. Like, I'm going to be busy. I want to be doing fun stuff. I don't want to be going to a clothes rental place and then having to take the stuff back afterwards, you know? Whoa, I just got sniped. I don't really know where these people are, which is making this fight much harder. They're doing a good job of like, well, they're not actually because none of us are dead, but they're doing a good job of like making us scared. Got no idea where the guy down there was. Oh, he just killed someone. Okay, they're not doing a good job. They split up massively and one of them died as a result. I mean, I'm sure they'll get him out. Woo! M&S 120 quid. Get the hotel to deal with it. Then we get back to it being expensive. Do do do. What else are people saying? Who you flying out with? You're asking a lot of information. I don't want you. I don't want you like chasing down my plane. You going alone is can the missus go with? No, she will actually be in LA when COD Next is on with her sister, but we're gonna meet up the day after COD Next, and then we've got a holiday booked in Los Angeles for the week. For the other week, we'll go to Disney and Universal and Magic Mountain and stuff. Looking forward to it. I'm not going to go get a crap suit from Matalan or whatever. I don't want to do that. America, baby, customer service exists. Yeah, as long as you're willing to tip heavily. Yeah, no, I did already tell you. I'm just saying. I mean, I'd rather you didn't just repeat it in chat because, as I've just been saying, I don't know you people, and so saying to strangers when and where, what airline your flight is with is probably not the best thing to do. Obviously. Come on, people, you're adults. You understand this. We were just having a conversation about like, oh, you know, streamers aren't your friends, power social relationships and stuff, and people are like, when's your flight? Who's your flight with? I know, and then I say, oh, you know, I don't want to say, and then someone's like, well, it's this because you told us. Come on. Is this your first time abroad this year? No, we've been to Abu Dhabi and Dubai and Sweden and France and America. We went to Dollywood and stuff. But then, if you do that, High Lord Terry, you're not going to know if it fits, are you? Yeah, we travel quite a bit. Multiplayer customs when? Probably next Wednesday when the new season goes live. I don't know, like, it depends where. If there is new stuff for DMZ, then we'll do the new stuff for DMZ. It's just if there isn't anything new for DMZ on Wednesday next week, then maybe we'll play some multiplayer together. No, we're not driving. We're not driving. Don't need to drive. Like, the places we're going to, we just don't really need to. Yeah, I mean, we've had Dodgers before. We've had Mustangs before. I'll get a Camaro. We hope to get a Camaro one day. But the problem is with Alamo, at least. I think with any of them. You can't, like, specifically say you want a Camaro. It's just kind of, you get the class of car, which they say is Dodge Challenger or similar. And then you, like, when you get there, you just pick one out of what they've got. Yeah, driving there is easy. Oh, the thing's gone again. Oh, weird. Saying encoding overloaded. That's weird. It's saying the encoder's overloaded. I wonder why that's happening. Oh, I left down there. I don't know why it's saying the encoding's overloaded. Like, literally, my CPU's at 1.5% usage. I think it's my GPU. Oh, the audio seems okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not the camera. It's literally, it's the video. My PC's struggling to encode the stream. And I would assume that's because my GPU is very cheap in the streaming PC. But I have to use a GPU because I do it with AV1, which... Anyway. Yeah, the GPU's gone up to 100% usage. Video processing and decoding is at like 47 and 64, but just the 3D part of it is literally hitting 100%. 100% usage, that's crazy. Wonder why it did that. I wonder why it did that right at the end of the stream rather than the rest of it. Yeah, all the bit rates just dropped down because the thing's broken. Anyway, I'm going to end it there because the stream's obviously breaking horrifically and I'm not entirely sure why. So, thank you very much everyone that's been watching. Some of it's been fun. I'm going to stream a bit later on Twitch. We'll do some driving stuff and I'll see you later. Goodbye.